Recording in progress.
Hello, and welcome to our final holiday episode of Mom's Work for 2025. I'm your host, Kristin Weinrich, mom of two, fourth grade teacher, and currently running on equal parts Christmas cookies and end of December chaos. Before we really get started today, I just want to give a quick mention. In the last couple of episodes, I can see on my platform where people are listening, and I see that we have listeners in Germany, Australia, Mexico, Canada, the UK, Brazil, and Austria, along with a lot of other cities and states that haven't been listening before. So that makes me really excited. So hello to everybody, and especially hello to people around the world. How fun! All right, so with the holidays in full swing, today's episode is all about celebrating the traditions that make this season feel magical, no matter which ones you honor. I'm thrilled to be joined by my guest and friend, Alison Ostroff, wife, mom of three, and speech therapist who celebrates Hanukkah. Alison, thanks so much for coming on the show today to talk about the best parts of Hanukkah and Christmas.
So happy to be here.
So happy. Together, we're going to dive into our three top traditions. And I got to say, I think mine could change like by the hour if you ask me. So it'll be my top three for this very moment of Christmas and Hanukkah. From candles to cookies, songs to stories, we're exploring the moments that bring families together, spark joy for our kids, and help us slow down in all the craziness. So whether you're wrapping presents, spinning a dreidel, or just hiding from your to-do list, settle in. This festive episode of Mom's Work starts right now. Alison, can you kick us off by introducing yourself, your job, your family, your hobbies, anything else you want to tell us?
Sure, be happy to. My name is Alison Ostroff, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have been married for 24 years, wonderful husband, and together we have three kids. My kids are a little bit older than your kids.
Yes.
So a little bit of different perspectives. I have twins who are 22 years old.
And college graduates. Congratulations.
Yes, college graduates. That's been a new realm for us.
Yes.
And then I have another daughter who is 19, who is in her freshman year of college. She's actually on her way home for winter break.
Yay.
So can't wait to see her.
How long does she stay home?
Classes resume January 12th for her. So
you get a nice long time with her.
Yeah, well, and she's actually been at her boyfriend's house for a few days. So she's currently driving home from his house. So I'm a little nervous because it's a long drive for, a 19-year-old all by herself.
Luckily, you have this to distract you.
That's right.
This lively conversation.
I did just tell her I can't talk for like the next hour. So
I will be recording.
Yeah.
Where is she driving from?
She is driving from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, that is a long drive. Is there any snow or she'll be all right? Just a dry drive.
It's pretty dry.
Okay, that's good. That's a bonus right there.
Pretty boring.
And do you want to tell us about your job and any hobbies that you have?
Sure. So I love to play mahjong, and I just want to say that I have not hopped on the current mahjong bandwagon, which, by the way, I think is wonderful. Everybody should have mahjong in their life. But when my twins were 6 months old, so we're talking 22 years ago, my mother said to me, you need mahjong in your life. She could tell I was really, stressed and tired, and I was not taking care of myself fully. I needed some time to me. And so I gathered some friends, and my mom taught us how to play. And I would say for the first, I don't know, while really little, maybe first 5-6 years, we played religiously for one night a week. We just took off, and our husbands knew, and we just had a great time going from, house to house. We would host, and it really, I think it not only helped save me, but saved my friends too.
Yeah.
So I've been playing for a long time.
Same people? Are you still playing with the same group of moms?
Some of them I do.
Wow,
Yes. Some have
great.
moved away, so it's been a little harder, but we all still keep in touch and certainly send mahjong texts and memes to each other. So
I didn't
if
know
we're
this
ever
about
around,
you.
do still
That's
all
so
play.
fun.
It
Wait,
is so fun.
I feel like I've played mahjong, but it's been a long time. Is it cards or is it like tiles?
It's tiles.
Tiles. Okay.
Yes.
Was it,
Yes.
did you actually play, or was it like book club where you like have snacks and you just
Oh,
talk, but you
well,
call it mahjong?
no, we actually played, but there were definitely snacks.
Yeah, well, then there you go. And probably a little gossip here and there too, right in
Just a little.
between.
I
Yeah,
mean, it was
just a
it
little.
was like therapy, right? It was really like a support group with having
Yeah.
our young babies and just a time for us to kind of support each other
And
and
something to look
relate.
forward to each night. Like, oh, it's Wednesday night or whatever it is. It's
Absolutely.
mahjong night.
Yes.
It's a
Hmm.
great thing. And look, it's lasted all this time and made all those
Yep.
friendships for you. Love it. And in your career, in your daily job, what do you do?
Oh, I forgot to mention that,
Oh,
didn't I?
that part.
So I'm a speech language pathologist. I have been doing that. I went and calculated. I will be 27 years in January as a
Wow.
speech language pathologist. And yes, I work in our school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, it's a wonderful, rewarding job.
See these kids. I have to tell a funny story. Several years ago, I had a lot of kids in my fourth grade. You'll remember this, Allison. And a lot of them had an R articulation where they had like a lazy R and they said it more like a W. And it's adorable, but you can't, be an adult with a lazy all because it's just not as cute. So I said to Allison in the hall one day, I was like, I have a couple kids who I'm concerned about by fourth grade. I think there are, needs to be looked at. And the next day, one of the kids I talked about was on the morning announcements. So the whole entire school could hear him over the PA system. And as soon as the announcements were over, Allison called my room. She's like, yeah, I'll test him after his parents signed the paperwork. I was like, yes, I was right on that
Yes, the
one. So
morning announcements are a wonderful screener for me.
who was on there today? I'm gonna need to
Yep.
talk to their teacher. All right, so thank you for sharing that about you. And really, I didn't know about the mahjong. That's so fun. And I'd love to
Yes.
ask you a couple more specific questions. And here's the
Sure.
first one: do you have a network of friends? And although you a little bit just answered it, do you have a network? Did you have a network when your kids were younger, and probably still now when they're older, of friends or coworkers that you relied on or depend on for parenting support, or things to talk about, or this is happening, what's happening at your house, and who were those people, and how'd that work out?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously at work, everybody that we work with is wonderful. And I feel like there are times where we're either all, several of us are gathered together,
Mm-hmm.
or just one or two of us. And that is always helpful, in my life anyway. But yes, my friends certainly, especially the ones who have kids around my kids' age, it's always good to ask them for advice, or they ask me for advice. We've laughed together and cried together.
Mm-hmm.
But probably my biggest support system is my sister and my mother. Let's be
That
honest.
makes sense.
Yes.
And are your sister's kids the same age as yours around? Like, are they
So my
about the same age?
sister is 4 years. So she has three kids as well. Her oldest is 10 weeks older than my youngest.
Okay.
So hers range in age right now from seventh grade to a freshman in college.
Okay. So kind of in that same realm. Everything was
Exactly.
fresh for you and that she was
Yeah.
going through too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I agree. I think it's nice to have friends at work with who are older and younger than me, because then I can come to, not that you're that much older than me, but your children are older than my children. And I know, there's kind of like a tier of people with older kids. So us quote unquote younger mothers, though now I'm kind of in the middle, would come to you and be like, hey, this is happening. Did this happen to you? What did you do? And then, and now it's kind of like the next generation are having babies. And I feel like, ooh, I'm one of the people who they'll come to now because
Yeah.
none
But
of us really know what we're doing. So we all talk to each other and see if it's all, going to work out. But
for
I
sure.
think,
And I feel like school specifically, I usually get the most, I get a lot of like, hey, can you come watch this video of my kid? Do they sound okay? So
guilty, guilty of that.
just a little bit. But,
Little bit.
it's good to be able to say to another mother, you know what, that's normal. It's okay.
Or
Let's
like,
give them a minute.
shouldn't be happening right now. Look into that.
There's that too.
All right. Talk about a time when you have stepped out of your comfort zone, either parenting or professionally or personally, just kind of done something that is not your typical.
I will tell you, I have thought about this, and I don't know that it's one specific time,
Okay.
but over and over, I I always get very nervous calling a parent,
Oh,
just because I feel like I overthink it. And then I jarble my words and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm the speech therapist and I can't even get it out.
I can't
So,
speak.
I have to always like almost like to take some deep breaths before I call home. And again, as I already said, I've been doing this a long time.
Hmm.
So I always get a little bit uncomfortable doing that. But once we're sort of into the conversation, I do get, a little relaxed. But it's that first moment of like, oh, I got to call a parent. Um, but like I said, it's really just it goes away after the first minute or two.
Well, lucky for you, you get to step out of your comfort zone probably
A
several
lot.
times a week. A
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Really push yourself. But you're right. I mean, it is always a little nerve-wracking because you don't want to alarm the parent or upset them, and you're like,
Hmm.
how am I going to say it so it sounds like it's not a problem, it's just something we're, monitoring or whatever, because I don't know about you, I've been on the receiving end of those phone calls, and it's not
Certainly. And
always
and it's always, I do also try to put myself into their shoes. I don't want everything is going to be okay.
right.
So it's just a matter of listening and me explaining or understanding some of their concerns. But again, it's always that initial like when I'm picking up the receiver to give a call, I get a little like, oh God, what am I going to say?
Little
And
heartbeat, little heart. Well, that's okay.
yeah.
Who makes phone calls anymore anyway, right? You're
Well,
like,
that
can
too.
I
I think
text it?
I'm sort of out of touch with it a little
Right.
bit.
That's
So,
true. Like there are very few people who I talk to on the phone. It's kind of weird anymore.
yeah.
And what are three words that you would use to describe you and why?
Let's see. I mean, again, I always feel like a little weird, trying to come up with words for me because I
Right.
don't think everything is always positive about me, but I try to think I'm pretty positive. So that might be one I would go with. I feel like I'm a pretty positive person.
I would agree with
Um,
that.
I do feel like trustworthy. I mean, if somebody comes to me and says, "Please do not say anything," I do take that to heart. I am a pretty trustworthy and reliable
Take it
person.
to the grave.
Yes, but I'm also a worrier. I feel like that is a big one for me. I worry about work. I worry about home. I worry about my kids.
Hmm.
Um, so I definitely know my kids would say I'm a worrier.
Mine would too. I call myself Captain Safety. But question for you, because I found that I would say that I was very laid back and like la di da before I had kids. Though my husband's like, "Were ya?" I'm like, "Stop it! Were you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just pack a bag and off we'd go." He's like, "Oh, okay." But I feel like my worry and anxiety like exploded literally the minute
Yes.
my child came out of my body. Like I was like, I've never worried. And I used to be like, Mom, stop worrying. You worry about everything. And now I'm like, oh, sorry, get it on there. Like I just feel like that comes with having a child is you worry all the
Yeah, I
time.
mean, I remember even like when I wanted to become pregnant, I feel like I worried and I would say to myself, all right, like once I'm pregnant, I'll stop worrying. And then I got
You
pregnant
were
and then
like,
I was like,
who was I
oh my gosh,
kidding?
and I'm worried about everything while I'm
Yeah.
pregnant. And I remember thinking to myself, I'll stop worrying once I have them.
Hmm.
And that I knew I was having twins. And then when I had the twins, when they were born, I was like, all right, I'll stop worrying once they go to school. And then it
Yeah.
just keeps kicking the can down the lane.
And it's
It doesn't
like
stop.
and like one worry ends, but then like, oh, they're home with me and like, whatever. And so when they go to school, I won't worry. And then they're at school and you're like, they're away from me. Now I'm worried that they're away from me. And like, it's like every age and stage has a new just add. Do you ever subtract? I feel like we're always adding. There's never really, oh, I don't
Yeah,
worry about that anymore.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We're just
Yeah.
worrying all the time. Oh my gosh. I guess
Hmm.
it's part of the joy of motherhood.
There you
Worry.
go.
Yes,
Right.
there you go. All right. Well, let's talk about our win and our challenge for the week. Allison, what was your quote unquote victory over the last days or weeks?
Yes. So this is probably over the last, week or two. But my son, who is, working his first job, he is moving out next week.
Yay.
So
Oh, yes.
I
Tell the
feel like that
listeners
is,
what you just
I
told me.
yes, I feel like it's a victory not only for him. I know he's jumping up and down. But I feel like, that I have to take some ownership in that, right?
Yeah.
Certainly, I've raised a young man who I think can be independent and live on his
We're
own.
gonna find out.
Um, I guess we're gonna find out
Find out.
for sure. Yep. So that's definitely a big victory, I'll say, for us.
And I was laughing because you said because you're Jewish and you don't celebrate Christmas. You're like,
Yep.
yeah, we're making that move on Christmas Eve. I'm like,
That's
oh,
it. Yep.
okay, because it's not really like a day. I mean,
What
it's
else?
not
What
like a
else are we
day
gonna
for
do?
you.
So we may as well pick that day. Sure.
Move them out there. Plus, then you'll have the whole family home to help, right? All the girls can help
Yep.
too.
That's I've already enlisted them. They
Great
know.
family fun. Moving is always
Yeah.
so fun, always so fun. And I would say that my victory or my win of the week is that I'm going to say this quietly because I don't know where my children are, but all the gifts are wrapped, so we are ready. Everything
I
is.
mean, I feel like that's a huge victory.
It is because it's fun. But it's like, you can't really, you can't do it when they're awake. You can't do it like, so we stayed up late last night and did it. And then we like put them in Rubbermaid tubs and put them in the basement. And then, my husband always thinks it's fun on Christmas Eve, like after the kids are asleep, like, let's go down and like set it all up. And I'm like, throw those things on the floor in front of the tree and let's go to bed. Like, I'm like, cause I'm always afraid I'm going to like hear their doors open. And I'm like, ah. So I think we might have like, I don't know, like two random things. Like we got toothpaste for their stockings that need to be wrapped. And I was like, we can just throw them in unwrapped. My husband's like, no,
Unwrapped,
we should
right?
wrap them. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I was like, we'll have to take the paper out of the secret hiding spot again. So we'll see. But I was like, that like hangs over my head, even though it's because it takes time. Like it sounds silly because they're not getting piles and piles and piles of gifts, but it just takes time to like take the tags off and wrap them. And, so
I
yeah.
will say,
Win.
celebrating Hanukkah, it is one of those things where I could say, when my kids were little, I could say to them, I have to wrap your presents, so
Right.
get upstairs.
And it's not really a surprise. So,
And they would run up because they wanted their presents wrapped.
right. So they're like, we'll be good for 45 minutes while you
Yep.
do that. And what would you say was your challenge this week?
So I feel like I would be remiss if I did it, but the events that took place in
Mm,
Australia,
yes.
specifically around the celebration of Hanukkah,
Yeah.
that's challenging. I think it's challenging for Jews all over the world. The rise
Yes.
of anti-Semitism
Mm-hmm.
is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And without getting too, political about that, I just feel like nobody should be afraid to celebrate what they want to celebrate. They shouldn't
Exactly.
be afraid that they're going to get killed. It just should be a time to be with family and friends and celebrate how you choose to celebrate.
Especially I mean, at any time, but especially in 2025. Like, come on, like, why are people still afraid to do this? And not afraid, but they shouldn't have to.
They
We
should,
should all
nobody should
be
have to.
living our lives and
So,
believing what we
but
believe.
for me specifically, it's heartbreaking because I'm obviously Jewish, and there are people who don't think I should be walking this earth, and that's scary.
Mm,
And even though it happened, halfway around the world,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
check in on your Jewish friends. Ask them. Somebody at work did say to me, I walked into their room and they said, I am so sorry. And
Oh,
truly that means a lot.
yeah.
I don't know any of the victims, but
Right.
they're
But we're
still
all
part of
human.
my existence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that meant a lot. So check in on your Jewish friends.
That's
We're
nice.
hurting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like these things always happen. I don't know, more often than they should. Like we're doing this way more often than we should and talking
Yeah.
about it way more often. I
Yeah.
mean, we shouldn't have to be talking about it at all, like you said. And yeah.
But I do, and again, I want to also say thank you because I feel like, being able to talk about it educates people. And part of this is ignorance and not even, I mean, obviously, I think people know about Hanukkah, but just being able to understand what we do and how we celebrate.
Right.
It just helps people learn.
And what do they say? There's that saying, like, all roads lead to the same mountain. Like, we're all trying to achieve the same thing with our religions. And, it's
Correct. And
just, this
I
piece
think
and
what
that
I
piece. And,
celebrate, yeah, what I celebrate has no effect on your life, really. I
right,
mean,
right.
and vice versa. We should all just be able to celebrate how we choose to celebrate
Right, and exist the
without
way we want
without
to.
being afraid.
Agree 100%. Well, that makes my challenge sound very shallow, so I should have
I'm
gone
so
first.
sorry.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that was a heavy one, wasn't
I'll
it?
just briefly breeze through mine because I was going to say my challenge is no, I was just going to say it's the last minute. I'm sure you're feeling this too, even though you celebrated Hanukkah. We at our school still have 2 more days of school. We're going to school
Yeah.
on the 22nd and the 23rd. And so, as I said in my last episode, the holiday spirit is high. And the kids are really holding it together. Like, I get it. But last week I was like, the volume in this school, I'm like, noise doesn't usually bother me because I'm the loudest person I know. But like, oh my gosh, I was like, to quote my mother, I can't hear myself think. Like and they were kind of acting the same way that they act, but like their noise level was high. And so we've got 2 more days of
We can do this,
entertaining,
right?
education,
Yes.
teaching, and
I
then
think it does help that we have pajama day on Monday,
and a
right?
comfy,
So
yes,
that's
comfy cozy day, and then
helpful.
like holiday sweater, winter sweater day.
Mhm.
So the next 2 days will be fun, but it's still 7 hours of like, okay, just like, all right, let's bring it down. And like emotions are running high. There's a lot of crying right now. I think they're just so amped up that it's just
Mhm.
amplifying everything. And then also personally as a mom, like then I come home at 4:30 on December 23rd and hey, tomorrow's Christmas Eve and we're having my family for dinner, which is great. We're going to have an easy dinner, but like I'm still working until 4 o'clock on the 23rd and having people to my house at 3:30 on the 24th. And my house is a mess right now. So
That's
like,
a
yeah,
lot.
like,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And again, like when you look back, it's part of the fun and the holidays and the
Mhm.
hustle and the bustle. But in the moment, it's a lot. So anyway, but in comparison to yours, it's
No
nothing. So I'll
compare.
move
It's
on.
not it listen, it's
I'll
not a
move on.
contest, right?
It's
It's
not.
it
It's not.
your challenge is just as important as
Yes.
everybody's
Everybody's
challenge.
challenge. All right. Well, speaking of, it's not a challenge until we're comparing whose holiday is more fun. And here we go. I'm just kidding. So let's move on to our topic talk. Allison's going to talk a little bit about Hanukkah and her traditions, and then we both picked our 3 favorite traditions of our holidays. So Allison, let's start.
Mhm.
How did you, because we were saying your kids are older,
Yes.
and I'm sure that has changed kind of what your Hanukkah has looked like. Some of your kids aren't even home during Hanukkah, but how did you celebrate when your kids were little versus now that they're uh, out of college, in college, not home? Did they just want you to write them a check now? Like, do they still want 8 presents?
I'm
What's
sure they'd
happening?
love that, but
Yeah, right.
um
We don't need 8 of them. Just give us one big one, Mom. Thanks.
right. Yeah, it's obviously has evolved. I do think a lot of it, Hanukkah changes, the date changes
Mhm.
each
And
year.
we're recording on Saturday. Tomorrow is the last day. Is that correct? Or
So
Monday's the last day?
tonight, yes, tonight is night 7, so tomorrow is the
Okay.
last night.
Okay.
So yeah, it changes through the year. So sometimes, it's still during school,
Hmm.
for me anyway. I mean, it's different for the kids now, but when they were younger, so we would when they were little, we would always try to have dinner, get homework done, and that's when we could do Hanukkah.
Yeah.
So and the kids they loved it, obviously. I
Yes.
mean, that was like very exciting for them. Um, and I think now that they're older, it's not. I still excited, obviously, but I think it's not so much of like the little kid excitement.
Hmm.
I certainly think they look forward to whatever gift they are receiving, but it's definitely the tone has changed a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there are times where we've been away over winter break and it's
Okay.
Hanukkah. And to be honest with you, we do not bring a menorah with us or anything like that. So
Okay.
if we're away, it just sort of happy Hanukkah and then we moved on.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Here's
I
your
mean,
gift. You're in a different place.
yeah, you're
This
in a
is your
nice warm
gift.
place. So happy holidays. And they were
Yes.
okay with it. I
Yeah.
think they really were. This year in particular, we are not going away. I felt like this is my son's first, real job,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have the days off that like he had through college or even through all of his schooling. So for us to all go away, where he's got to work not
Yeah.
the day after
Kind of a
Christmas. I
bummer.
felt like I couldn't do that. I just couldn't be like, see ya,
Yeah.
peace out.
We'll miss you. Tell us how that first
Right.
job is going. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
instead, we're home this year.
Well, that's nice
But
too. That'll be nice.
we were talking about it last night at dinner. This Hanukkah is probably the first one that there has not been one night where we're all going to be together. So that's
Oh,
sad.
yeah. It's a little. But wait, will you be together tonight or no?
No,
Not still not
because
everybody's home.
my daughter, my older daughter, she is in New York for the weekend visiting her friends and
Oh,
her
it's the younger
boyfriend.
one
And
coming home. Okay, I was
yeah,
thinking
so I
two were
just have
home
the
and one
one.
was coming
Yeah,
home.
so it's a revolving this year. It's a revolving door Hanukkah, I feel
Yep,
like.
there you go. Who's
Yeah.
here tonight? You get a
But that
present.
that's a little bit, that's sad
Yeah.
because, historically we did do big family gatherings and gift exchanges, but not
Well, and
this.
don't you feel like eventually you'll come back to that, like once your kids are settled and maybe when they have families and you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
Like
I
you'll be
hope.
able to
Yeah, I would think.
you can
Yes.
come back. And
Yes.
do you? I didn't put this in the questions, but I was just thinking, do you decorate or did you decorate more when your kids were little, or not so much?
Yeah, well, and again, I'm just speaking for myself. My Hanukkah decoration is I take out my menorah. I have a cute little menorah tray so that the wax doesn't get on my
Perfect.
table.
Okay.
And that's kind of the extent of it.
But that okay
I
saves a
know
lot of
that
time.
there are yeah, I know that there are Hanukkah decorations that you can buy, but they don't feel right to me.
Okay.
So I don't decorate in that sense. When we have a dinner, I do have some serving trays that say like, Happy Hanukkah or lots for all that kind of a thing. But
Yeah, but it's not a
they
whole
kind of
house
just
thing.
get put away. Yeah, I don't do a whole house. It's like
And
you
is that
said,
how you
easy
grew
setup.
up too? Like, is that how your family did it?
Yes.
Just kind of the menorah. Okay. And would you say that's, I
Yep.
mean, you can't speak for everybody, but is that, I mean, like Christmas decorations are such a thing for people who
Hmm.
celebrate Christmas. Would you say in general, like, here's the menorah, we're decorated? Or do some
I will
people
tell
do
you
more
of all
decorations?
of right. I mean, I believe I have a friend who does decorate her front yard with some blow up,
Oh, that's fun.
Hanukkah things.
Okay.
But I have never been in one of certainly anybody in my family, but even my friends. I don't ever beyond a menorah. That's about it.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
certainly easy, right? Here we are decorated for
It
the
does make
holiday.
life much. It does make life easy. Yes.
And I'm curious what you would say, what is the most common misconception about Hanukkah that you would like to clear up for people? Something that you think most people don't realize or don't know?
So I want, if you don't mind, I'm going to
No?
talk about two.
Sure.
The students that I work with, one of their biggest misconceptions is they think even though I celebrate Hanukkah, that I still have a Christmas tree in my house. Um,
Some people
they
do, don't they?
can't
Like,
get,
don't some Jewish families have a Christmas tree?
I mean, I don't really know of any, but
Okay. I feel like I've had
perhaps.
students who are like, well, in my Christmas tree. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, we
But
just get one
they
anyway.
may be coming from an interfaith home. I mean,
Maybe.
again, I'm just speaking for myself.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
can't speak for Jews worldwide, but I'm
You are
sure
not
there
the
are some that
spokesperson.
have Hanukkah trees. But I do not have a tree in my house.
Okay.
I don't think I will ever have a tree in my house, and
Right.
not because I don't think they're beautiful. I love everything about Christmas and all of, the decorating. Just it's not part of what I celebrate,
Right.
and that's fine.
Right.
So that's one maybe on the younger end, but also, I think you and I talked about this briefly in the hallway. Hanukkah at the end of the day is not one of the major, most important of all holidays. I think
Right.
it has gotten a lot of notoriety because of Christmas.
Right, because it's at the
So,
same time. Yeah.
I
Lucky for
mean,
Hanukkah, it
it's
falls at
fun
the
to
same time.
right. It's a great story. It's a fun holiday, but it's certainly not one of the most like pressing
Religiously speaking. Yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah. I have to tell you, we had a neighbor and they had daughters who were my sister's age and then two younger daughters who were Jewish. And my sister was friends with this girl and they would play all the time, whatever. But it would make my sister so mad because every Christmas Eve, this little girl would write a note to Santa and tape it on her window and she
Yeah.
would get presents from Santa. And my sister would be like, I don't understand. She gets Hanukkah presents and Santa comes and she's not even like, she doesn't even really celebrate Christmas. And, I think my
Yeah.
mom always kind of like poo-pooed it and was like, well,
Right.
whatever. And then later she was like, that leads me to another question that I had for you. I would think, as much as you love Hanukkah and it's exciting and everything, I would still think it would be hard, whether you are Jewish, whether you are Muslim, whatever, to
Mhm.
be a child in America who
Mhm.
doesn't celebrate Christmas. Is that,
Yeah.
I have another friend who works with us actually who told me and her kids are older too, but she was like, there was always a part of me that was relieved when Christmas was over because my kids didn't have it and that was
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I
did you,
Right. I mean, so I never questioned, or at least I don't remember questioning. And I know that my kids never questioned, like, why doesn't Santa come visit us?
okay.
Um, but I do know people that I do have friends that have given gifts from Santa just so
Yeah,
they don't feel left out.
right.
So I never questioned that, but certainly it's hard because let's be honest, Christmas looks awesome. I mean, it's beautiful.
You can come over
Why
next Thursday
wouldn't
if you want. Come
right?
on
Why
over.
wouldn't right? Why wouldn't you want to celebrate it? It looks, I
Yeah.
mean, all the decorations, they're so beautiful. So it is hard. I would say probably the most difficult thing really is
Yeah.
on come Christmas Day when everything is closed.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to do. You can go to the movies and I mean, that's essentially what we would do because
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to do. It's not like you can, I don't know, you can't go to the stores. You can't, everything is closed.
Right.
So that makes it a little challenging.
And this might be a weird question, but to me, forever, Christmas has never felt like a day of the week. It just feels like Christmas to me. Like
Hmm.
it could be a Sunday, it could be a Thursday, it doesn't matter. It always has the same feeling to me. And this is a really weird question. Like, does it feel like, even though you don't celebrate it, like because it's Christmas, does it have a certain feeling to it? Or is it just another day to you, except that you're like, well, we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. It's really just another day that's
okay.
extra boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Just can't. And what's funny is probably like if it were a day that you chose, like, we're just going to stay home today, you wouldn't care. But because you're like, I know
Right.
we can't go anywhere and
Yeah.
everybody is celebrating. And
Yeah.
did you ever have parties or gatherings with your own family that day just for something to do?
Not in honor of Christmas, certainly, but I mean, we would, a lot of growing up, and even when my kids were little, my parents lived in Florida in the winter time,
Okay.
and for as long as I can remember, we were down there.
Okay.
Even up until recently, we would go to Florida almost every winter break. So we were always down there over Christmas.
Okay.
And I kind of feel like where we were, in particular in Florida, it was almost like a pilgrimage. There were a lot of Jewish people down there.
Okay. Okay.
So it was sort of strength in numbers, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was a little more, like a normal day. It just
Okay.
in that like there were people out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's pretty much a day of like any other day with nothing to do.
Okay.
Certainly Chinese food and the movies,
I was gonna say.
that is not a misconception.
Okay. That is true.
That is really all there is to do.
So what are you going to go see this year?
So, well, like I said, we are moving my son into his apartment, but then this year, I will say we are doing something a smidge different because there's not really anything that all five of us want to see in the movies, which is unfortunate. We are still doing Chinese food, but we did get tickets to Longwood Gardens. They're open Christmas Eve.
Great. Oh, look at you.
So we might be the only people there.
That's okay. You know what? Hey, that place is packed all of December. So that's a great
and I don't
idea.
know. I've never done it on Christmas Eve. So I'm looking forward to, I don't know. Maybe it's other people's tradition and they will be
Yeah.
there, or maybe it'll be us and other
And the
members
Chris
of
and the
my tribe.
lights. You and the lights. Well, it's
In the
so
lights.
beautiful. That'll
I
be
do
really
love a
fun.
good Christmas light.
I
Yes.
hope you're not too tired from the moving.
That we might
You'll have
all
to
not be
rally.
speaking to each other at by that
Right.
point, but at
You
least
can
we'll have
go in
pretty lights to look at.
go in 5 different
Yes,
directions and meet
we
back 2 hours
absolutely
later.
might be doing that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And if you had to swap one tradition from Christmas into Hanukkah, what would it be? I would say I'm taking latkes. If we're getting one, I would like some latkes because those are
Yeah, they're
delicious.
not
What do
bad.
you?
But for me, it is, well, first of all, let me comment on your latkes. Trader Joe's makes a
Have them.
great,
Have
yes,
them in my freezer.
they are honest, like I love them.
They're really good.
There's nothing like my mom's homemade latkes
Okay.
that I don't do that. But the
Shredding the
Trader Joe's
potatoes and
ones,
everything. You're
when
not.
they come, I mean, they have them all year round, but when
Yeah.
they're in plenty, there's lots of them right now. I literally 6 boxes in my fridge just because
Yeah.
they're really,
My daughter likes
um,
them. She's like, "Can I have a
yeah,
latke in like July?" I'm like, "Sure."
sure.
And it's
Why
funny
not?
because of our last name, because my husband's family is
Yes.
German. Often people say, "Oh, and are the kids having?" And they're like the most Catholic people you'll ever meet. And they'll say, "Oh, are the kids enjoying Hanukkah?" And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Well, you know." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
they're just German. We're just German. It's a German last
right.
name." So I'm like, "Sure, you
Yes.
can have a
Yes.
latke. Go for it."
Yeah,
Like,
right.
"Oh, it's the wine. I see. It's the wine. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
Catholic straight through and through."
There you go.
Okay, so you're
Yes.
saying Trader Joe's. Here's Trader Joe's coming up on this show again.
I know.
It's
Shameless
I
plug for
mean, it's a
them.
common theme.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so
Right. So for me, I hate to keep going back to it, but I would want light side, and I
lights.
know there's people that could say, well, why not? You could do that. It just doesn't feel right to me. I
Right.
am totally okay if that's how other people choose to do it, but
Yeah.
I love outside. I love driving through my neighborhood. I love my family a little bit gets annoyed with me because I'm like, let's get in the car and go drive around and see Christmas lights. And they're like, no, we don't want
Mom, this isn't our
to do
thing. You know
that.
that, right? I know, but it's just fun, isn't it?
But oh, it's so pretty. I love it.
And I feel like since COVID actually like people have gotten even more into it. Like people, you know what I mean? Like there's a
Well, I
lot of
also
like,
feel like when I was growing up, getting them professionally put up was not a thing. And
right?
now I see signs all over the place like
I know.
professional Christmas light installations. And so like people are going all out.
They are. Although I like a good traditional, like throw the lights on
Yeah.
the bush and call it a day. But
Yeah.
sometimes those houses that have like the perfectly spaced lights like lining the roof, I'm like,
Right.
yes, that will
I
never
know
be
it does
my
look
house,
really pretty.
but
There
good for
is
them.
there's particularly a house up near our school that is amazing. I
Oh,
mean,
really? You'll have to
their
tell me the
house is
address
kind
later.
of like, yeah, the house is sort of set back in, there's trees all around, and I don't they they had, maybe they did it or they had somebody else do it, but up in the tree, I mean, it is all over. It's like raining lights. It's
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
some houses that like really hit the mark. There's a house kind of near here in Westchester, and they call it the Griswolds of Westchester, like from National Lampoon.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
let me tell you, I don't know that their neighbors are happy about it because the last time we drove by, the house across the street had one Grinch blow up facing that house. I
Oh,
was like,
that's
ooh,
hysterical.
that's a
That's
message.
actually kind of
But I
funny.
mean, there is music, like there are flashing lights. I'm like, it's kind of giving me a headache. But
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's on this like old, desolate, like windy road. So like you're kind of taking your life in your hands when you're going, and the cars are coming, and everybody's kind of like squeaking by. But they really, I mean, the yard is decorated, the roof is decorated, the grass is decorated. Like it's
Wow.
and so those are
Wow.
fun to see. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
happy with our like 2 strings of lights on the bush that my husband put up last week. But
Listen, I like them all. I like them all.
right,
I'm
it
not
all looks
judgy.
pretty,
I
and it's
think they're
nice when you
beautiful. Yeah.
go out in the dark and like your whole neighborhood just has like a glow to it. I think
Yeah,
is
it's
kind
so
of pretty.
pretty. It's so pretty.
Okay, so I'll take lot because you take lights. That works.
There
Um,
you go.
and I think we kind of already talked about this, but I said, what is the hardest part of celebrating a holiday that isn't quote
Yeah.
unquote the majority holiday in American culture? And just kind of,
Yeah, and I think this might I feel like some of my friends who celebrate Christmas actually me on this one, just that like the start of the celebration of Christmas is getting earlier and earlier, right? I mean,
yeah,
like I feel like the minute the Halloween candy is off the shelf, we're Christmas time.
Yes.
So that's like, a little
You're like, we get it. We
hard.
know. Give us a
And
minute.
even with the Christmas music, I think the other night we were out to dinner and the restaurant had very loud Christmas music, and we were just like, maybe they could just lower it so we could hear each other talk. And I probably would feel that way about any
Any
music that was
music.
playing,
Yeah.
but it happened to be
Like in
Christmas
your
music.
face.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Christmas music like in the radio? Like if there's a Christmas song on the radio, do you listen to it or are you like, nah, and move on?
Yeah, I don't tune into it on the radio, but I will say that at work I may or may not have some Christmas music playing lightly in the
Gently in the
background for
background.
me to get, off of my computer just because that does help me concentrate, playing
That's
anything.
funny.
But it changes with the season, but
Yeah.
maybe at Christmas time I might
Just
be
a
listening to like the Nutcracker or
little something, little
yeah,
crackling fireplace
yep,
with instrumental. Yes,
exactly.
I
It's
like
right.
that. I like that. All right, so here's our top.
Yes.
We're going to talk about our three favorite traditions of Hanukkah and Christmas. And like I said, if you ask me tomorrow, I'll have three different ones. But
Yep,
are we
yep.
going 3-1, like ranking, or
Oh,
are
we can do
yours all
that. Sure.
equal?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so you go first. What's your
You want me to go
third
first?
favorite?
Okay. I would say the number one thing, certainly as a kid, I loved getting presents, but
Hmm.
as a parent, I love giving the presents.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Always, and there's always kind of like
That's a terrific thing.
that's like the one thing
Terrific
that
tradition.
you
Yeah.
get excited
You'd
about
like
doing.
see, isn't it amazing watching your kids like reactions? It's
And you
just
get to take the credit for it.
right?
Like
Yes, it's true.
you're like, yes, that was me. That mommy gave
Yes.
it to you.
Right.
What
Remember
do
when you
you
went upstairs?
do your yeah, remember that? That was me. Do you usually give like one big gift or do you do eight like kind of medium like mid range or
Yeah,
what how do you do it?
I'm gonna be honest, it varies. I mean, it
Okay.
really just varies. It's I don't have a set rule that you get one gift night. It really depends on what I find to
Okay.
get for them or what
Okay.
I feel like they need.
Or what they
So
tell you they
that
want,
really
right?
varies.
Okay. So
Yes,
there's
or what
no
they tell,
like
yes.
the first night is the biggest gift and the
Mm-mm.
last night
No,
is
I do
okay.
have friends that do that. I do
Okay.
have friends that have more of a structured Hanukkah, but mine is definitely not structured.
So do you do like a budget for everybody or kind of just like willy-nilly? Like you needed this and you needed that.
It is kind of willy-nilly. And I will say, as the kids have gotten older, like tonight, I don't have anything for any of my kids. We have
Well,
gone
you know
through
what? They're forsaking you and not being home. So too bad. Too
there,
bad,
right,
kids.
exactly right.
You're not here, you don't get it.
Right. So, and then like we did actually have to buy my older daughter a new computer last night because her
Happy
screen
Hanukkah.
broke. So we said to her, and happy rest of Hanukkah.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say
she's
that
done.
counts for like 6 of the nights,
Yeah,
right?
it
Plus her
should, but
birthday.
it conveniently kind of broke yesterday.
Oh,
So
how about that? She's like, I'll smash it on the
yeah,
19th and
yep.
then they'll have to buy it for me.
Yeah, but when they were little, I was a little more prepared. Now I think, they get it. They know the gig is up. Like,
Yeah.
get what you get when you get it. No
Yeah. And
complaining.
then we'll buy everything else you need throughout the year anyway. So,
Right.
yeah.
It does tend to get like that. I do feel like by the last night, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm giving my kids just like prizes here at
Just
this
stuff to
point.
get right.
It's
It's
just to
just
give to
another 8
give.
things I'm giving you.
Yeah. Yeah.
My husband and I actually, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but a couple of years ago we were like, you know what? Like it kind of just adds to the stress of like buying things for my husband, and he's a really good gift buyer, so I always felt like I was getting him like funny socks at TJ Maxx, and I was like, this is awful. Like, and he would be like, here's this very thoughtful gift that I thought of for you. So,
Right.
and we had work done on our house and whatever, and I was like, you know what? Let's just like, and somebody
Like
was like,
that.
you don't give each other anything, and I'm like, most likely he'll have
Yeah.
something for me this year. I don't have a blessed thing for him. God love him.
Right.
I'm always like, you're such a
Yeah.
better person than me. But like, we just kind of cut that out because I'm like, again, it just felt like buying to buy, and I don't like
Yeah.
that. And I
Just
was
buying
like,
to buy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
we have what we
Hmm.
need. We buy what we need. I'll be at the grocery store tomorrow. I'll buy $300 worth of food. Like it just wasn't. If there were something I could really think of that he would love,
Yes.
but I just in December, I'm like, my mental space for that is not.
And my husband and I, we stopped doing Hanukkah presents to each other But I will say, I have to give him some credit this year. I don't know, maybe a month ago, we were in some store and I mentioned how I could really use a new, like, comfy bathrobe because my dog
Oh.
has uses my bathrobe now as a blanket. Um, and wouldn't you know, the other night, this is how like romantic it was. He said, "Oh, it was." I mean, I think we were already in bed. I think it was
Something
like
for you out on the front doorstep.
10:30 at night. He said, "Oh, Amazon just came." And he went downstairs
Hey,
and he
he
came
went
back up.
downstairs. That's part of the gift.
Yeah,
You didn't
well,
have to
he
get out
was
of
like,
bed.
"I have your Hanukkah present." I was like, "What?"
Oh,
And it was a new bathrobe.
look
So,
at
you know,
that. See, the
nice.
husbands
Yeah.
for the win here.
Right. And I have
Probably on
nothing for
Christmas,
him.
on
So,
like Christmas morning, my husband will be like, "Oh, I just got you one thing." And it'll be like some like thoughtful something. And I'll be like, love you. I don't have any. I literally don't have anything for you.
yeah.
But anyway, it's okay. Um, and I would say my number 3 is, and maybe it's a little cliche, but I think the food and the cookies that
Yeah.
we make and eat, and the same can be said, I think, for every holiday,
Yeah.
but, you know, that it's, you know, something that you're like, we should make this throughout the year. And then you don't, like, you just don't, like,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that we, you know, we eat, except Trader Joe's latkes, man, all year long, 365, we can be eating those. But,
Right.
but there are, you know, so many varieties of Christmas cookies and breads and pastries, and there are cinnamon buns that I make
You
every Christmas, you know, and I'm like,
Christmas for the win for Christmas cookies.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that like, like you know, I usually make several different kinds, and every year I'm like, should I make the same ones? But like, there are so many to pick. So we usually make like
Yeah.
new ones every year. So that, yeah. Yeah. And even like,
Yeah.
you know, in the morning, my mom used to make, for Christmas breakfast, my grandparents would come over, and I don't remember what else we had, but she always made this. She called it ambrosia, I think, and it was like hot fruit, and it's actually really good. It was like it
Yeah.
might have been like canned, like mixed fruit from a can, but then she would
Yeah.
put like cinnamon and spices and stuff in it, and like
Yeah, that sounds kind of nice.
and it smelled really good. And I don't
Mhm.
make it, but like, you know, and you're like, oh, this is good. We could eat this, and you never eat it again until the next Christmas Eve. But just that kind of a, you know, and that's, I guess, what makes it special, because if you ate it all year,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that special. So
Absolutely.
yeah, cookies
Yeah.
and Christmas food. That's my 3. So what's your 2?
Well, I was now to jump off yours, probably, right? So the Hanukkah tradition, part of the Hanukkah miracle is that there was enough oil found in the temple for one night, yet for 8. So what Jewish people do to celebrate that miracle is eat lots of food fried in oil. What could
I
be better?
mean, sounds great to me.
But 2 specifically, I'm sure you know about the latkes, but another one is sufganiyot, which is jelly
Those the
donuts.
donuts? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So,
And do you make
um,
them?
no, no.
Gosh, no.
No, that's when I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get their jelly
Oh, just a
donuts.
jelly donut. Oh, nice.
Yes. Although I haven't even done that this year. So,
There's always
but in the
tomorrow
past,
morning.
yeah, right. Actually, that's true.
Are
So
they
that
are
would
they
be. Go ahead.
traditionally smaller, like a donut hole, or not necessarily?
I think any jelly donut would
Okay.
count, but yes, probably if you made a homemade one, that they are a smidge smaller than the ones you buy at the
Okay.
Dunkin'
At the
Donuts.
Dunks. Okay.
I do.
And did your mom make them or no? Like that was
No,
not anything
no,
that you
my
ever made.
mom would make homemade. She still would. The problem with homemade latkes is, and again, it just the smell stinks up your house for days because
Oh, all the
it's,
oil.
you
It
know, it's
smells like a latke.
onions and potatoes and it's stinky.
Uh-huh. I
So
could see that.
yeah, I don't mind it for a couple hours, but
Right.
beyond that,
And
it's
you can't really
not
open your
much.
doors in December to let it out,
No, it's
so
cold.
it's just
Right.
trapped inside your
Mhm.
house. And are any other foods that you eat specifically just at
Hanukkah
Hanukkah?
time? No.
No.
But your mention of the fruit, there we do have something similar, fruit compote. At
Ooh,
least my family did
yeah.
that we eat at Passover time, which isn't that's a podcast for another day. But you know that's
That'll
you
be
eat a
in the
lot of
spring.
yeah, you eat a lot of matzah and it tends to be very binding. So
Okay,
the
gotcha.
fruit compote is to help that
Move
to
things
help us
along.
right.
Got it.
So
Maybe a
we
nice
have different
salad.
yes, but I think the big food for Hanukkah is pretty much anything fried
And
in
then
oil.
do you just eat like latkes, or do you have like, we're gonna have
Oh,
latkes and broccoli and a little pasta,
oh
or
yeah,
like it's
no,
you're just
latkes is
latkes?
definitely just the side note. you know,
Okay.
if you're having that would not be a main dish.
And do you have them every night or no?
No,
No.
no.
You might get tired of it. Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe not. Probably not.
not every night. No.
All right. My number two is, and we kind of already talked about it, the decorations, the inside decorations, the outside decorations. But I think the outside, because, you can enjoy your decorations in your own house and if you go to somebody else's house. But like you said, get in the car and go for a drive and you can enjoy everybody's. And it's just fun. And the blow ups and and also too on Christmas Eve, the luminaries. My neighborhood used to do that when I was little. And we just started it in our neighborhood last year, although sad face, we came home from my sister's house. They lit, a neighbor lit ours for us when it got dark because we were already at my sister's house. And we came home at maybe 8:30 or 9. And the whole way home, I'm like, I can't wait to see the luminaries. They're going to be so pretty. We pulled into our neighborhood and I was like, why is it dark? And we realized that we had gotten tea lights and they burn out after 2 hours. But this year, so they had got the people who were home saw them. They were really pretty for the hour and a half that we had them. But this year we got new and improved 10-hour burning luminary candles. So we're trying again on Wednesday night. Right. And we have a neighbor across the street who's Jewish, and he actually emailed my husband and he's like, what the heck? I like lights in a bag. Give us 20. So he did the luminaries and
that's
he's like,
nice.
They just look
my
pretty.
neighborhood does it. Yeah, my neighborhood does it as well. It's actually a big stressor for me. My family kind of laughs about it. But
do you worry?
we're never, I worry. I worry about the luminaries. Because we're not home most of the time.
Yeah.
And I am on a corner, so I have a lot of luminary, yardage, if you will. But my wonderful neighbor said that she does it for me. So that way,
nice.
it doesn't look like a giant black hole.
Those are the Jewish neighbors.
Exactly. So
not a light to be seen.
And, at least hopefully it makes my neighborhood all look
lit up.
Beautiful.
It is very pretty. I was like, no matter what you think it is, it's you can say it's lighting the way for baby Jesus, or it's just really pretty because we all
Santa.
I
call it Santa's runway, right?
That works too. There you go. That's a good one.
Yep.
All right. What's your number one? What's your favorite?
Just being together and kind of thinking about that miracles do happen and the miracle of Hanukkah, and just remembering light over everything. Right. Just kind of bringing it all back to that we have to self-reflect and light over darkness and a time to be together and just remember that. Really just kind of get down to what Hanukkah is all about.
I love that. And I said I think on my last 2 episodes that to me, Christmas morning is kind of just one big file in my brain, one feeling, it's not the Christmas my kids were 4 and 2 or whatever. Do you feel that way about Hanukkah? When you think about Hanukkah, it's kind of just one big feeling of togetherness and love and the presence and the excitement and the latkes.
Yes, I do, except for the fact that I feel with Hanukkah, again, it's just sort of evolving. Not everybody, I think for Christmas where the whole world kind of closes, or at least the whole area around here kind of closes, we don't have that, which is kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah.
So my son,
you kind of have to fit it in.
Myself, my son, my husband, we've all been working. My daughter was both of my daughters were taking exams for their respective colleges and universities. So it was just, it's not nobody else. So there's not really always that opportunity to all come together and have a day to celebrate.
More so when they were younger, would you say though? It sounds like it was still sort of you kind of unfortunately sort of have to fit it in because even when the world is not stopping.
Yep. And even when they were younger, especially if Hanukkah falls over Christmas, we can have that moment. But when it doesn't, it's difficult because the daily life must go on. So it becomes one of those all right, let's have dinner. Let's
hurry up.
And then
we're having Hanukkah
and light the candles, but you don't want to light them too late because you got to wait till they burn out. You can't blow them.
Okay.
So, so that is always a piece of it too. Last night, even we did light the candles and, my husband and I, we were so tired. I mean, I'm scared. We gotta wait till the last one burns out.
Is it a big problem if you blow it out yourself? There's no blowing out of the Hanukkah candles?
Probably not a huge problem. I've probably done it, but you shouldn't.
So like a little Jewish guilt and obligation,
Yeah,
like the Catholic
exactly.
guilt and
Right.
obligation. I can't
Yes.
blow it out. I'm not
Yes.
supposed to. Yeah. Would
Yeah.
anybody care? Probably not, but you
Probably
would feel
not, but
bad.
I
I
think,
got it.
yeah, you really should let them burn out themselves.
And I would say my number one, which again, I mean, I was going to say Christmas morning, but I'm like, actually, and I tell my kids this all the time, I'm like, it's the lead up. Like, and like you said, the lead up
Yeah.
is getting longer and longer. But for me, it's really like the day after Thanksgiving to Christmas because, when else in the year is there a time where, and again, sorry, because you don't have this, but like there are TV shows and like the kind of the whole world or our whole world sort of is focused on that. And my
Yep.
kids are always like, it's so hard to wait. It's so hard to wait. And I'm like, yeah, but like once it's over, it's over. Like they're like, it's a week
Right.
until Christmas. And I'm like, yes, but this time next week, like it's Christmas night. So I always say like the looking forward to it
Yeah.
is
I get
more
that. That's,
fun
yeah.
than the actual, like
Sure. Yeah.
our whole house is like Christmas focused right now, and there's the tree
Yep.
and the ornaments and are we going to do this tonight and send the cards and get the cards and decorate the house. And so to me that's, but again, you're fitting it in with the rest of like third grade and first grade life and basketball practice and this and tests
Yeah.
and work
Sure.
and but I feel like our whole December is somehow Christmas coded. Like
Yeah.
every day there's something. So that to me is the best part of it because then, like again, this time next week, like it's done and it's and like I said before, I'm like, when
Yeah.
it's done, it's done. I'm like, take it down, turn it off.
Done.
Like I'm finished with it until next
We're
November.
we're
Like
done.
I'm
Yeah.
like over it once it's over. So now I'm like, we're kind of standing, on the edge of it. And this is like, and he's like,
I would
he's like,
imagine
I
that
can't wait.
yeah, this week's probably the most exciting.
Ooh, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And they're, keeping it pretty calm. But yeah, same thing. My husband the other day was like, what has gotten into them? And I looked at him and I was like, Christmas? And he was like, oh, he was like, all of this? I was like, yeah. They're like, it's just this like heightened blah.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Well, there we go. We wrapped
There
it
you
up.
go.
Top 3 for
Yeah.
everybody.
I
All
think
right. I
that's
got
a
a
good one.
couple.
Yeah.
I got a couple quick questions for you. And again,
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet. So I'm going to try. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Applesauce or
Yep.
sour cream?
Sour cream.
Favorite night of Hanukkah?
I think as a kid the first night, but as an adult the last night.
Isn't that funny how that changes? Do you play dreidel and is it skill or luck, do you think?
So I have played dreidel. I have not played this year, and it's 100% luck.
Okay. No, you should have said
Yeah.
skill and you win every time. Did you have or do you have like a go-to gift that you give the kids every year for Hanukkah? Even if it's just
I
one
think,
night?
just given my kids' ages right now, they really just want money or gift cards to their favorite stores. But
How about when they were
for
little? Did you do like a traditional, like everybody
um,
gets this every year for
I
Hanukkah?
do, and I'm sure this is the same for you. I can tell you when they were little, the clothing was like the worst thing possible that they could.
Unless it's Philly sports, then it's
Yeah,
fine. Yes,
yeah,
in
yeah.
my
But
house. Hmm.
but that was not a go-to
Okay.
gift. But there was nothing personally that like was a. I know actually my son used to, believe it or not, my son really loved getting the Hess here,
Wait, say
uh,
it again. You cut out for a second.
the Hess trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Jewish kids
fun.
can get those too, even though they seem
Not just for
very
Christmas.
Christmassy. He loved them,
That's really funny.
and would play with them. But I
We
don't
don't
think.
have any, but I think my husband got them when he was little and then he's like, I don't know where they went, but they're a fun tradition.
Yeah, I think you have to go to an actual like Hess station, and
Do
there's
they
not many
exist
now.
anymore? I don't know.
I think
guess
they do, but they're not close by.
Few and far between.
Yeah.
Hanukkah at home or at a big family gathering?
Am I allowed to say both? I
Sure.
mean, they're both equally as wonderful.
Okay. Did you have a big one this year, or like is that more when again when your
This year
kids
we
were
did
little?
not have. This year we did. We used to get together with family, but everybody's grown up at this point, so not everybody's local, and it's just hard to get everybody
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
I think the hardest for my mom.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
see her at Hanukkah? Because I would think like Or
Oh,
not
yeah, yeah,
not
yes,
necessarily. Okay.
yes.
Bring her over for a little candle
Yeah,
lighting.
we were out. We took her out last night.
Oh, good.
So
Well, you had to listen to the Christmas music at the restaurant.
yeah,
Like, Happy
yes,
Hanukkah.
right. I do love sitting in a restaurant though with good Christmas decorations.
Right? I mean,
That's
it's
that's
just
fun.
pretty.
Hmm.
And even prettier when they do blue and silver as their color
There
instead
you
of red
go,
and green,
right?
right? There you go. Make everybody happy. Best Hanukkah smell, though, I'm going to say you're probably going to say it's not the latkes in your
Yeah, I was
house for
gonna
5
say
days.
Lalakas maybe for the first few hours, but
Okay.
then no. So for me, I like the smell of the candles,
Mm.
lighting them and eventually when they do go out, just that, it smells like a birthday party, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do like that.
Okay, that's a fun one. Most overrated Hanukkah tradition.
So I was thinking about this one. I don't know, overrated, but I can tell you, I know that the elf on the shelf is a big thing at Christmas time. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the Jews hopped on this thing called the mensch on the bench, which
Yeah.
like a mensch is for those that don't know, is like a good Jewish man.
Okay.
Could be a woman, I suppose, these days, but that's what you would call somebody who's like a well-intended person. And I think for a while they were selling this mensch on a bench to
I
kind of
remember that.
compete with the elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of think that was definitely an overrated. It was overrated Hanukkah tradition in my book.
Okay. Not
No
not
offense
so
to
no
those that do it.
mensch. No mensch at your house.
No mensch at my
No
house.
mensch. All right,
No.
what about underrated? Underrated tradition?
Um, Probably again the sufganiyot, which is the jelly donuts, but
Mm-hmm.
also Hanukkah gelt, the gold coins,
Oh,
chocolate gold
yes.
coins.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty good. I mean, they
Um,
are not the most quality chocolate, but they're tasty.
my kids, when we see them in the grocery store in December, always want to get them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So we usually
Well,
buy some gelt at the grocery
yes,
store.
if I can buy a Hess truck, you can buy Hanukkah
Exactly.
gelt.
It's all just chocolate wrapped up, so it's all
That's
good.
it.
Hess truck chocolate, it's all good.
There you
Let's
go.
see. I feel like some of these we already did. All right, 8 nights, exciting or exhausting?
Um, let's see. I would say it is definitely exhausting as a parent. I
Mm-hmm.
would imagine as a kid, they would say exciting,
Yeah,
but
they want it to be 12
it's
nights, right?
exhausting. Yeah.
Exhausting. You're like, can we cut this
Yeah.
down to 6 or 4? That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, final one. And you can really dream on this one because you're not doing it this year, maybe next year. Dream Hanukkah vacation
Oh, yes.
destination.
Well, yes. My dream Hanukkah vacation, I actually have done my dream Hanukkah vacation, but it's been many years.
Okay.
Obviously, I feel like I would have to say being in Israel.
Oh,
Just because
yes.
there you're with the majority of the
Your
people
people.
are celebrating what you're celebrating.
Yes.
So
And things probably aren't
that's
closed on Christmas Day if you're there
that's
on
right.
Christmas
It's
Day.
really like, any other day over there, but you're with people that get you're with all of your other, fellow
What
Jewish
do you call them to
person.
me? Sometimes you're like, oh, my tribe. Like, yeah,
My
your
tribe,
people. My tribe.
exactly.
My people
Right.
are there.
Member of the tribe.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank you, Allison, and thank you to our listeners for joining us today as we compared the 3 best traditions of Hanukkah and Christmas. We hope that wherever and whatever you're celebrating this season, you and your family get some much needed rest, relaxation, and joyful time together. I hope you enjoyed listening to Mom's Work today. We will see you again in January of 2026. Please like, share, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mom's Work Podcast, and listen, follow, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever podcasts are available. Wishing you and your family a happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas. Thanks, Allison.
Thank you.